Welcome back to the potentially final match of our grand finals, where we have Templis CALSF up 2-0 over Warlords of the Deep. Templis CALSF has brought the triple Vargas, the Stormbringer, a Stork, a Hyena, 2 Jackdaws, and 2 Kirans. Elise, tell me all about Warlords.
Warlords, they brought their flagship. They got to whip it out. They got the Rabisu, piloted by Lucas Kwan, triple Legion by, I think these are actually Ham Legions, double Pontifex, double Purifier, and a Drekavac just for that added damage here. So the Warpins, also both teams chose 50 kilometers pretty much for everything. Some tackles a little bit closer. Like you can see this Hyena and the Stormbringer a little bit closer on the Templis side. And the angle that they chose, which they didn't know beforehand, it's actually quite obtuse, so they're very far from one another. There's going to be a lot of moving around. I don't know if we're going to see Templis burning to an MJD beacon and activating it in that maneuver, but lots of trickeration that might happen.
Yeah, I am not going to lie. I was not expecting to see a Ham Legion with Rabisus as the Warlords kind of linchpin comp here. They also appear to have the drone subsystem fit on their legions, as every single legion just popped a massive amount of maintenance bots. The Bomber of Orontes is already taking a ton of damage here from those Vargas. Incredibly easy to apply damage to. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to survive, but he has a billion rep drones on him right now.
Yeah, he's got the rep drones, he's getting transversal, and he's got the Rabisu keeping him alive. The Vargas, we're about to see why these ships were banned so heavily in the first couple weekends here. But you know what? The Warlord side, they know what their objective is here. They're going to survive a little bit and take this Hyena out. Bam, Purifier gone. The Vargas has definitely just popped that Purifier as they're repping Orontes there.
Yeah, I do think that he would have lived if he was shield fit. Just the delay in the armor reps, like those reps were on him very quickly. And now the Pontifex of Alicia is getting taken down. Those legions are actually in range to start doing DPS. It looks like they weren't screened particularly well, but the Pontifex was down as well, which means a lot of links just got taken off grid. Only 2 of the legions are webbed down. Soldier's actually going almost 2200 MS, which is really fast for an armor cruiser.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty good idea to get rid of these Pontifexes. You don't have that many rounds left in these Vargas, so they're trying to get over these ships that can provide a lot of bursts and stuff for their team. But, this Vargas is taking a lot of damage so far. Oriana is taking a lot, already in half shield here. And like you mentioned, these legions
by malediction.
Yeah, these legions weren't screened particularly well, so they're all up in the grill of this Templis team right now. Oh no, but the Rabisu's taking so much damage. He's in half armor. Do they have enough left in the tank to finish him off? These Rabisus are super tanky. If this was a Neros, it would surely be dead. But the Rabisu might live a little bit longer here.
And there's a swarm of Reptons on the Rabisu, but there's also a Stormbringer sitting directly on top of him and using that arcing vortex projector to wipe down as many of them as he can. So we're seeing him kind of hold, but there's pretty much anti-drone ships right on top of him. And also, the last Spartan's Vargas is about to ram right into the Rabisu and probably start smart bombing the drones off of him.
Yeah, the last Spartan, he waited too long. He's going in. Smart bombs activated. I can see the flash. That's extra DPS onto the Lucas Kwan's Rabisu. And Oriana is still taking a lot of damage here. I mean, he recovered in the Vargas a little bit, but he's back down to 30% shields and dropping lower. He really needs to survive for another reload to get the Lucas Kwan's Rabisu down. If he can trade a Vargas for Rabisu, this is huge. Rabisu going down, Rabisu gone. The Warlords team, without their logistics, without their flagship, their wild card, they're gonna get a Vargas in return, but too little, too late. Vargas are dominating right now.
And they do quickly swat that last Purifier out. It looks like Templis is going on to the Drekavac. The Vargas is barely holding. I'm not sure if he was able to get a reload off, or maybe they just are having trouble finishing off and punching through that damage, but I think he might have got his XLASB reloaded. It's really hard to tell. There's a massive, massive purple self-boosting bar going on right now, and Ariana's barely tanking. I think this might be a 3-0.
This is it. Templis is going for the clean sweep. The Vargas is still alive. Warlords have nothing left in the tank here. They lost their everything right now, and they haven't even gotten a Vargas down. They're going to have gone through a best of 5, and the most that they'll have killed is maybe a Vargas and a Nighthawk, and that's it.
Yeah, they are going to finish this Vargas off. I'm almost positive, but they're losing the Legion of Jane here. I thought he was about to go down. I was about to call, the Vargas goes down, but he's still barely bleeding that last 5% of structure right now. And they're going to lose Jane. This Vargas might actually survive if this Legion is able to be taken out. Oh, the Vargas goes down slightly before Jane does.
My goodness. So we can see why these Vargas were banned. They're the most banned ship in the entire tournament. And in a best of 5, did Warlords just forget about the Vargas? Did they forget about Dre?
I think it's possible. We've seen them do so well on every single match that they've been in. Even when they're piloted poorly, they do crazy damage. And Templis was incredibly smart with them. They kept them back, and then as soon as it was time, the last Spartan, he decided to drive straight in there, start smart bombing drones off. Just crazy application. There's a reason why they used to call things like this the King Killers. Killed a Rabisu, the tankiest logistic ship in the game.
Yeah, so this is actually these Vargas are playing kind of like the Nighthawks, just with more damage, more speed, and more everything, and with that XL ASB, more survivability. My goodness, as you mentioned, the last Spartan, he charged into that Rabisu with a smart bomb and just got everything off the grid. He didn't want to play it close at all. He was like, you know what, rules they don't matter to me. I'm going in. I'm smart bombing this Rabisu. I'm charging into the enemy team right here, right now, and getting my smart bombs off. Casper goes down, Faith goes down. There's one Pontifex left. Templis are taking a small victory lap here. Long have they waited, but man, oh man, they finally get tournament gold. We're talking about a team that has once killed off the Hydra team. They've taken down favorites, but they've never gone this far, and they're doing it with absolute style, even with fireworks going off.
And I got a super important thing to note, though. Warlords may be down, but Casper 24 hit a 226 kilometer boundary in his interceptor, which is our new record. And, Warlords were kind of favored pretty hard during this whole tournament, but at the end of the day, you guys can keep your statistics. I prefer the magic of watching Templis CALSF clean sweep, almost 3-0, losing only one ship to Warlords of the Deep.
Very well done. So congrats to Templis. For BBP and I, we're going to send it back to the studio for a breakdown of what was an absolutely fantastic Alliance Open.